time we'll see. But who better than me? I don't care if you agree. I ain't saying that I'm better than anyone, but who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the casual stream with your boy, Base the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe to your friend, colleague, relative, associate, enemy, any and all in between. It is appreciated. It's a bit of a late one. Apologies for that. I was doing a few bits and pieces and time sort of ran away from me, but we do what we do. I needed to get some other content sort of dealt with and check out some other bits and pieces that some other people were doing. So I won't keep anyone like too late tonight. We'll be out of here latest by 11:15, probably by 11. We'll talk about the stuff over the weekend. Shout out to anyone who checked out Fight Talk Live. Myself and Danny Glover, we had a great time, as we always do when it's like the two-man show. Missed October, so glad that she's going to be back for next week's event. And again, hopefully Maestro can show up, because it would be nice to get some input from someone with boots on the ground, no pun intended. But yeah, shout out to him, shout out to everyone who tuned into the lives over the weekend. It's funny, there was a couple of them, because I had them on my phone and then I had them on the laptop as well, when I was obviously checking to try and clear out all the bots and stuff. And there were times when I felt like, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. And in those moments, I'm checking back on the playback, which is going about 10-15 seconds later, to see if it looks bait or if it looks bad. There's a couple of times it was looking a little suspect, I can't lie. I promise you guys, on the Usyk Dubois one, you won't have there won't be any lapses in energy. Like, I will be fully alert for that one at all times. But I'm not going to be on for the entire stream. For the entire event. So I probably won't start the stream till like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. Literally try to just get the last two fights, maybe the last 2.5 fights, and leave it there, because I've seen the reaction to the undercard and it hasn't been positive. Now, I saw, for instance, that the one fight on the card I'm dreading to watch is Daniel Lapin versus Louis Edmondson, because Louis Edmondson is awful to watch. Like, he's effective sometimes in what he does, but he's awful to watch. But Lapin doesn't have power similar to Edmondson. So both guys are textbook what you would call pure boxers, which is not a problem if pure boxers with some power or pure boxers with some guile, but there's going to be a lot of feinting, posturing, circling, and very little punches thrown, and the punches that are thrown are going to look a bit flimsy. So I definitely don't want to be on stream while that's happening. So even if I jump into all sort of like the end of that part of the stream, that's cool. But we can obviously introduce and get to meet all the new people. I'm using a new studio today, so some of my things that I normally have in here aren't quite set up. That's why music hearing is a little bit different. Although this is on my other room as well, but I normally don't have it up. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough kind of talking of that. So quick recap, obviously, on the weekend. I haven't had a chance to watch any fight back in its entirety yet, so my thoughts and feelings on everything that took place are still the same. I still think that Shadasia Green got a gift, but I don't think it was a robbery. And I said that on the night because I did have it 5 rounds apiece. But there was obviously a round that I gave Shadeja, which was very much a swing round. So we obviously swung it the other way. It could have been 4 rounds that she got. But to me, I felt like she had 3 rounds that she won conclusively, and then one round that was contentious, and then the other one that was, like, as I said, bit gifted. But there was obviously circumstances as to why I gave him those rounds. So her winning the 95-94 scorecard, I didn't have a problem with. Like, I still didn't agree with it. I didn't feel like there was 6 rounds you could give her, but I didn't have a problem overall because I'm like, well, if I just about managed to scrape a fifth, there might be a reality where she gets, she actually gets a sixth one, especially in sort of those middle rounds. So, like I said, let that one slide. But the one card which just had me feeling like no matter what the fix was about to be in anyway was just that 96-93 card. Because there's no way, even being as generous as you can, I can't see 7 rounds to give her. And that's obviously, I said, it's based off of one full viewing, so this is still just my initial thoughts on how everything played out. But yeah, it just didn't seem legit, basically. Obviously the Ramla Ali thing, I know that, a couple of people said that they felt it was wrong over Ariel Helwani to voice his opinion on that situation. I didn't have a problem with it personally. However, I guess the one thing I would say is, and this was something that we spoke about on Fight Talk Live, if you're going to do that, now you've got to do that every time you think that's the case, not just when it was the sort of small petite woman, because then obviously that paints a different narrative, which we definitely don't want and don't need. So that's what I would say with regards to that. But in general, I would like more interviewers, color commentators to be able to, give some discernment, some pushback to some of the questions or some of the answers that they're given, because that's what makes for a good conversation. Not every time, like, it doesn't have to be egregious, but yeah, I got no problem with that personally. I still, again, because I haven't seen it back yet, I still can't give a full accountable view. Oh wow, that rain is really dropping down. But yeah, I still, really feel as if I didn't have Alicia Baumgardner winning her bout either. So I'm gonna have to go back and check all of those. I got homework to do. Katie won hers. The funny thing is, Katie won her fight conclusively, but this is the first time I gave her less rounds than I did in the first 2 fights where she had wars. This is actually the closest one that I scored. On second reflection, it probably could have been. There was a couple swing rounds that I gave Amanda because there were certain things that I did look at and appreciate, but in terms of the actual fight itself, it was the easiest one of the three to probably get the right decision. Yeah, it's the one that I actually scored the closest, which is, a bit crazy. But done her thing. Obviously, we've talked about Eddie Scotney. Shout out to Blue Bar, Catford in the house, and all that good stuff. So yeah, just Tam Tibalt, really good. Shanika Johnson, sort of pretty much just beat up Sharita Metcalf for 8 full rounds, and then it got stopped in the 9th. I won't say too much more about that, but shout out to my lady Coach Christine, if she is watching. She said she would. But yeah, so outside all of that, I liked the fact that Katie Taylor decided to, as she said, speak a bit more, and now she's fully, locked in and telling people like Chantel Cameron, yeah, I mean, look, you gotta get your money up if you want to come start talking to me, because like I'm doing all this heavy lifting. You ain't just about to get a meal ticket. Like, go do something, go prove yourself, and then maybe you might get the payday afterwards. So, I mean, I can't lie, there's a little bit of duckish energy within it, but at the end of the day, this is she hasn't done it her entire career. I'm quite happy to allow Katie to start either politicking or putting up stipulations and potential roadblocks. Everyone else does it, so it's fine. Obviously, look, Zepeda and Stevenson. Look, great performance by Shakur. I still find it funny that everyone who obviously watched the third round thinks that Shakur was badly hurt by the jab, when it was so clear and obvious that his foot slipped on the canvas. I saw it from the broadcast, and it's like no one else has picked it up. All they wanted was this narrative that he's hurt, he's badly hurt, he's got to survive. Like, you can clearly see the foot just slipped from underneath him. He was fine for the rest of that round. He was fine the round after, fine the round after that. So, if he was to get hurt, generally speaking, it's going to take you a little bit of time to recover. There was no time taken at all with that. So, masterclass is probably not the correct word or the correct phrase, but I definitely think it was an ATG level performance. Now, admittedly, look, Shakur is levels, or at least a level above William Zepeda, but you still got to fight the fights, still got to take the challenges, and he did while sitting in the pocket, which you can't not respect. I'm not going to talk about that main event, Berlanga. Sure, as you guys already know what my thoughts and feelings were. It was a joyous day. That's pretty much it. We'll leave it there. Let's talk about this weekend now. Actually, just before I do, let me greet. I know there's some people who did jump in from early, so okay, Philip Mansfield in the building. Salute to you, Phil. Mother's in the building as well. Salute to you. And DJ Clockwise, salute to you as well. But yeah, look, let's talk about Alexander Usyk and Dubois. Now, and also, I guess we could talk about Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. See, I almost forgot about that fight. And then I almost forgot about Bam and Cafu. I think I'm going to record basis picks tomorrow, just because there's 3 cards and I don't want to do like a 60-minute video talking about all the fights. So I think I'm going to do 2 different videos, one tomorrow and one on Thursday, or I might possibly be able to do both tomorrow. It just depends on how my time goes. But I'm going to do the Queensbury and the Matchroom cards combined together, and then I'm going to do the PBC cards separate. So I will let you guys know, give you the heads up when those are due to drop. But yeah, ultimately, I'm just I feel like Daniel's got a big job on his hands. I think I'm gonna have to leave that one there until obviously that video comes out. There's 2, from what I've seen, there's 2 ways that Daniel can win. But one of them, I don't think he's like, you have to either be instinctive or you have to be able to like problem solve and figure things out. And I don't think he's got that necessary capacity to do that in a quick fashion in a time that needs it the most. And so that's the only reason why I would be going the other way with Usyk and Dubois. But what was I going to say here? I'm actively trying to forget about Pac, and I don't want to see my guy go outside. Okay, yeah, I hear that. Sometimes you just gotta like rip the band-aid off and just accept whatever comes afterwards. So you might need to you might need to watch that one. Could we see another fighter who's got a fight planned ahead while they've got one coming up in the losers, like Rodriguez and Cafu? I mean, we definitely could. The whole semi-final final thing doesn't often play out the way it's supposed to, which I guess is also a reason why I do agree with a lot of people who said that Turkey shouldn't have announced Bam to be on that card until after his fight. Even done an interview the other day where he said, I didn't know anything about it. Like, we had been in talks, and obviously we had agreed to like a couple of dates or something like that. And then the next thing you know, yeah, big fight, big opponent. But interesting times. Speaking of opponents and like shifting opponents, everyone see Abraham Nova will now be standing in for Anthony Kakachi against Ray Ford. That's actually going to be a really good fight. Shout out to Napa, who is obviously now managing Abraham Nova. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Ray Ford's a bit of a special talent. Obviously, had that little bit of a setback a bit earlier in his career, but you know, I feel like that helped to kind of refocus him and have his just kind of have him, firing on all cylinders. And to move up in weight, like, yeah, that whole staying at featherweight, even for that last fight, it wasn't smart, it wasn't advisable. But since then, he's looked extremely dominant in his fights. He hasn't had any stoppages at 140 yet, from what I can remember. But he just looks a lot more confident and happy and a bit more filled out. So, and I doubt he'll stay there either. Some fighters want to stay with the same weight class, so they keep the diets and preparations, everything the same. I don't know. I always got a feeling he's the kind of person who's going to move about a little bit. North Frank Brennan, the bro, salute to you. As I was saying to the people a little bit earlier, I won't be on for too long tonight. It is late. I do appreciate everyone's time. And hopefully I've got a couple of guests I'm trying to organise for possibly potentially this week, but more than likely it will be next week. So look out for that, because if they come in the way that I'm hoping that they do, it's going to be a very, very fun and entertaining show. But yeah, whoever's in the chat, whoever is actually watching on the YouTube, thank you very much. Just put in the comments who you think is going to win the Undisputed this Saturday, and give your reasons why, so I can kind of get a gauge of it. I don't just want to, hear someone say that, this person, they're bigger than them, so they're going to dominate, kind of thing. I know we don't normally get anyone like that on the channel, but just in case. What's Alex Bellotti saying? Your favorite fighter Soldakas is fighting on Saturday. His opponent is hotter, but not very. His opponent is hotter, but not very good, to be honest. You think he has a chance? Okay, like, hotter in what way? That's the first thing we've got to address. But does he have a chance? Yeah, he's got a chance, but it's 0.5 to 0.1%. Although Serenko ain't been around for a little while, like, he hasn't really been super active. I don't know if that's because of the top rank deal. But he's a hitter. Alex said, yeah, a big puncher. Okay, I get you. Alright, got it now. Yeah, and Muller always comes up with the good comments. Let's see what he's got to say here. Right, Usyk stoppage. I think he would have learned from the first fight and will make Dubois look amateurish. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think Usyk will win again by low blow. Oh, you think he wants to give him a receipt? Yeah, okay, it's interesting. Um, what's this one say? Daniel Dubois, cause Brazilian Jiu Jitsu hits different. Oh, oh man. All right, yeah. I mean, I guess it does. To be fair, I guess it does. I guess it does. Um, method of victory. I guess that'll be the next one to find out. What do you think, Batista? So, jiu-jitsu moves would give me the message of victory that um, I don't even know if the system over there, the ecosystem, works in the same way as over here. So maybe what I just said was an ignorant statement. Apologies. Okay, Star Fox WR40 says Triple G wins because of black magic. Hmm. It's an interesting take. Hmm. I'll think about that one. Star Fox. Method voodoo though. Wow. Yeah, you're too much. Right, I'm edging towards Usyk, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dubois takes a W. I think it would also be good because it shakes things up in the heavyweight division and transformation into the new kit. Interesting. Although you you tried to get actually no, let me not say anything. I ain't gonna lie to you guys because I'm half lucid at the moment and I've got a bright light sort of shining right in front of me to be able to make sure that you guys can actually see me correctly. There's certain there's certain comments that are coming into my mind and I know if I say them I get myself in trouble. So I'm really trying hard to focus and keep to the topics at hand. But yeah, just so you know. Okay, so Usyk, I can see Dubois being a little wild and going all out. I think Usyk would expect this and fight his usual in and out style, but a little more on his toes than their first fight. Okay, so you think he's gonna try and box and move more this fight, whereas in the first fight he was stopping people. So that's interesting. Star Fox method voodoo though. Never change. Please never change Star Fox. Okay, North Matt Brent says, can see Triple D possibly punching himself up. From all intents and purposes, he's an extremely impressive athlete that runs, runs 20Ks and or something along those nature. So, um, it is good. It is possible to have that sort of that time management space, but to be totally honest, unless it's just about protecting valuables in your home, like it just doesn't really make sense. That's what I would say. And again, that might have been me conflating two conversations together. I really should have someone else on this stream with me. I was hoping Christine would come on so that we could talk, but I can imagine that she's a little bit busy in the gym. Um, okay, she just messaged me, but yeah, I think she's in the gym. Um, Usyk on points as Dubois punching himself out. No, what? Oh, yeah, no, I can't say. I can't say. be honest, I can't even remember what it was going to be now, but I knew it was going to be something mad inappropriate. I'll probably get myself in trouble. But... shout out to Ed Whitcomb. Okay, I like what you're saying there. Usyk on points. Dubois still not defensively good enough, but too improved to be stopped this time. You think so? You think someone can be too improved to be stopped? What I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if repeat happens based on a few other things that I've noticed in that fight. And I think anyone who watched Undefeated podcast yesterday, you would have heard some of you would have heard some of those things that I've observed and noticed. The judges and the ref have me concerned for some reason. I hear that. It says, "Don't let the intrusive thoughts win." Yeah, I can't lie. Like I said, because I'm literally like I'm part lucid, so everything I'm saying, I don't even know if it makes sense. But it makes sense in my head. But I can acknowledge that probably me speaking is not coming across maybe the way I need it to, or the way that I'm used to delivering that content. Usyk round 10 stoppage. Okay. No, if I miss Monday Night Smoke, we'll have to tune in to hear your take. Yeah, do so, please. Because the thing is, I was tempted to actually act on this impulse a few weeks back, but I decided probably it's best to chill on it for now and then come back to it later. But yeah, I feel like it will be fairly transparent to the people watching. Shout out to Aaron, says I think Dubois goes out on the shield and gets stopped standing or turning his back. Well, if he goes out on his shield, he won't turn his back because that'll be seen as a cowardly move, and that's an instant loss for the fighter. So the other two, though, I can see those potentially. Going forward, if you ever need someone jumping, I'm always a message away. Okay. By the way, I saw that you was in the cinema watching Jurassic World Rebirth the other day. Let me know what did you think of it? I've seen it, so obviously, what was your opinion? And I'll throw that in just a little bit towards the end. We probably will drop this one a little bit early today. Taking a knee is also an option. I mean, that is true. There's a lot of things, and I'm gonna say some of these now. Like, these don't apply to my pick because you guys might be surprised at the pick that I deliver. I think that video is gonna come out Thursday or very early on Friday. But one thing about Daniel Dubois, he doesn't block shots. Like, he most of the time relies on his quick feet. His explosive feet to jump back to be able to get out of the way of punches. But in terms of actually blocking a punch, slipping a punch, or riding or rolling a punch, pretty much anytime Daniel Dubois gets hit, he gets hit flush. He doesn't block anything on the guard. And to be totally honest, I think that's a mechanical issue. I think he's got short arms for his maybe for his weight class. Not madly short, but tiny. But then you couple that with we're not talking about Daniel Dubois. You couple that with the fact he's got this mad wide back. Like, Daniel Dubois' back is massive, and I think part of that is a problem why he can't close his arms. Like, see, this to me is uncomfortable and restrictive because I've got quite big, so big back and whatnot. But his is obviously like a lot bigger than mine. But if you look his stance, whenever he's fighting, his stance is always kind of like, it's like this. Like, this hand is probably parallel with the shoulder, and this hand is maybe like parallel with the shoulder. It reminds me very much of the Mortal Kombat games from back in the day when you used to just have a guy like and that was their fighting. So that's kind of what Daniel seems like, and it's like I think he just got too much like proper country boy muscle. So not even like muscle from gyms, but just country boy muscle and everything, whereby he can't get his arms probably past like his pectoral area. So if you notice, he always, anytime someone throws a shot at him, if he doesn't step back, he gets caught with it. And I just feel like if enough of that goes through, there is so much opportunities for him to call it a night due to the PTSD from something similar happening, um, or just having a tough fight and thinking I won't be ready for the next bout. That's kind of what I, sort of how I see that one. To be totally honest with you, but he gets hit, and especially that straight down line, way too much, front hand and backhand, and I just think that in itself is dangerous. Um, but look, we'll wait and see. Normally, I wait till the weigh-ins before I do the videos, but because I'm going to be doing like 2 or 3, similar to what I done last time, I'm going to have to spread them out. Um, let's see what else we've got. Everyone is saying the film Dinosaurs Hulu. Okay, I mean yeah, it was good. It was good enough. Some really good parts to it. Going forward, if you ever, oh yeah, so we got that one. Everyone is saying film. Yeah, we got that. Uh, I wonder if Dubois will also have crash outs after this fight, because all the matches with Usyk have been apparently um, crashing out or saying some nonsense things after the fight with Fury. Let me say, um, maybe that's just because there's not a lot of Fury to talk about because obviously he's not around. That could be the reason. I guess we'll have to wait and see for the early hours of the morning to see if that prediction sticks. Okay, Star Fox says, "Good evening. He has quick feet. Lord knows he don't have quick." Oh, you're not bad. You're not bad. Um, okay, it was decent, but feel they could have done more with it. Kids seem to enjoy it. Okay, okay. Trying to decide if I'm gonna go and watch Superman again for a second time at some point, either this week or on the weekend. See who's available. See who wants to roll. Um, but yeah, okay. It's time, quarter to. Alright, let's change this now. Turn that down a bit. Okay, so everyone in the chat, 2 quick questions. On the weekend just gone, obviously you can refer to both cards. Which was your card of the night slash standout performance of the night, or the standout show, etc.? That's the first question. And then the second question is, who on that card do you think has the potential to run it back with one of the other opponents from the card? Yeah, let me know that. and then you can let me know which of the undercard fights across all three shows, which one was the best there as well. So, okay, I just need to realign my internet connection. It's starting to slow down a little bit. I'm going to jump off stage, but I will be back in a minute or so just while I finish rebooting. Okay, back ever so briefly. Check the comments. There's supposed to be another part to this. Okay, here we go. So my guy Ed Whitcomb says, too bad Saturday's undercard is terrible. I'm assuming, yeah, that's Usyk Dubois undercard. Because I'll be honest, the PBC one's actually pretty good. And obviously, I guess, being different, the other person whose name I won't mention on stream will, I don't even know why that came into my head, to be totally honest with you. Okay, card of the night was the Ring Magazine card. Every fight was mad entertaining. Standout performance with Kartaev. Big underdog, got robbed on scorecards for the season. Okay, that's a pretty interesting take. I mean, I don't hate that take, card. I don't hate that. Okay, shout out to Aaron Daly. It's no surprise for Queensbury having lackluster undercards. Yeah, it's a bit different when it's not Turkey funding the shows. But, you know, such is life. Ed says Hamza Shiraz was the highlight of the weekend. Okay, I respect that. Yeah, I disagree with you, but I respect that. Okay. All right. You know what? Short and sharp today. I'm gonna be recording the picks tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow and Saturday. At least one of them will definitely be out by Friday morning, but it should be one tomorrow and then one on Thursday, and I'm going to do some more content on some stuff for the guys, because you don't really get looked after a lot. I was actually speaking with someone a little bit just before I came on the stream, and the same thing. They said we ain't really got people to talk to, so sometimes you need that strong counseling presence. Muna says, "Cool was my performance of the night." Okay, that's big. Philip, what do you make of Shakur and Conor Ben? If they make the fight, I will watch it and I will pay the pay-per-view if it's over here. As long as it ain't more than like £30 or like 35, £40. Actually, no, £40 too much. But, 25 maximum, and then I would go. Otherwise, I'll just have to call call them after the show to congratulate them. Let's see what else we got here quickly. Alright, looks like that's pretty much the end of all of them. Okay, yeah, look, short and sharp, snappy. We'll get another one out later on this week. Hopefully a bit more coherent and entertaining. It won't be as late, I promise you guys. But look, thank you very much for tuning in, listening to me ramble on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the predictions videos. I'll say that. So I'll get to work on those, and I've got another couple interviews I'm going to try to sort out for you guys. One of them will probably be members only. So if you want to see that, you know what to do. But yeah, shout out to everyone watching. Thank you very much. I will catch you in the next one. But yeah, for right now, it's Hardcore Casual out.
Maybe I'ma make it, maybe I'm not. In time we'll see. But who better than me? I don't care if you agree. I ain't saying that I'm better than anyone. But who better than me?